We are live. We're going to go, you won't know we're live, honey, because what happens is it'll go, and then it'll come back.
That says live. Is it counting up there?
No, we're definitely live.
Okay, well.
There we are. We're totally live now. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday night. Happy Sunday night. All right, so we're here. Come on up here, Todd, because then I don't have to crane my neck around. Here comes my brother Bobby, and Dora, of course, is with us. Dora says, hola, right?
Hola.
Hola. And you know what I've decided that I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to post a picture of Dora. It's a good one. Look, she's like this. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going, I'll let you have photo approval, but everyone wants to know what Dora looks like. So we're going to post a picture of Dora. And here we go. Shall we open the show with your...
We can open our usual way.
Yeah, we have to do the opening.
How many people do you have? I don't like
Let's see. Okay, hold on.
35.
Lisa is here.
I don't
Amy's
like to
here.
go
James
too
DeMarco. Oh my
fast with
gosh.
people.
Morgan Winter. It's like a Morgan Winter, you say, James. Hey, Peggy Delgadillo. And Michelle Goff. Patty Hughes and Skippy. Paula Madia Smith Garvin, my psychic.
Anybody new?
Is there? She's psychic, I'm telling you.
Is there anybody new on here?
No. Well, Julian Camilla Sandon.
I don't want to. We don't want to
Vicky
repeat
Short.
things if everybody.
Now, right. Debbie Rouse of Australia. Arlene. Hi, Arlene Zinstein. Tony Cook, Patty Hughes, Mark and Kathy Gans from Florida. And Jonathan Jensen's here.
Oh, it's
here
backwards, so.
It's good. It's all right.
Here we go. We're coming in.
Ready?
Coming in. Coming in. This is how we're going to open it all the time, you guys. Here, Kat's going to do sound effects. And
There's no place like home, and home is where
everybody is.
We're streaming
Whether you
from.
like it or
Well,
not.
sort of. I'm in my office, but it's behind the house, so that's good.
Whether you like
Hey,
it or
James DeMarco, you great makeup artist. He was one of our makeup artists on One Life to Live, and so
Camillas, he is new here.
yes.
And he read your book, Todd.
Oh,
Oh.
very
I
good.
love your family.
Oh,
Thank you. Well, we do, I'll just put it to you this way. Good stories told here about the girls.
Yeah,
This
so
girl, but also these girls.
Jocelyn Salaberry
girls.
Lopez. I think you're new. She's from Puerto Rico. Hello there and welcome. We're happy
I think
to
it
have
would
you.
be a great idea early on to let them know what the contest is going to be tonight. Not
Oh, no.
necessarily,
The
but what the
prizes.
stuff is.
Yeah, so the contest prizes
It
tonight.
takes us all day
We
to
have
decide.
yeah, because we have to kind of figure out what we are going to do, and trying to come up with new things, and we got a couple of amazing
Also, if you
things
can let us
tonight.
know what you guys think of the items that we have been doing the giveaway on, which ones are still in high demand. For example,
Another-
we have done the Debbie soap. We have done the Debbie face cream. We have done the Bright Lights DVDs. We have done these old broads. We have done pictures. Now, the autograph picture of Debbie, that ain't going to happen that
Leslie.
often because we don't have any of those.
Hi, Liz Cochran. I'm just
Oh, we do have something very, very major tonight. And in fact,
Absolutely.
again, it's go big or go home.
Federico.
Last night, we gave away
Arlene.
a signed Debbie.
Thank you,
Picture,
Arlene.
right?
Yeah.
True or false?
Yes, last night we did. Bree Roberts is back.
And what do we have tonight?
Hi, Bree. I'm
I'll
happy
let you
to
describe
see
it
you
because
here.
you're all involved.
What
in
is
it.
okay? Well, I like to say hi to the folks.
Well, you
that-
should.
Yeah.
But I
So
think it's
okay,
important.
so tonight we have some really special stuff for our prizes later. This is one of Debbie's scarves. She loved green and purple. Those were two of her favorite power colors. I love this because it smells like mom, right?
We went into her closet. She has a good scarf collection.
Yep.
And I had Kat pick a really beautiful colored scarf.
Yes.
And so we're going to give and please do not take this unless you are going to really appreciate it. So if you win it and you aren't dead serious, don't even try to win it unless you are
Unless
really,
it means something
Yeah,
to you.
because this means something to us.
Yeah. So we have that. We have
That.
a book, My Girls by Todd Fisher. Oh, look here. Amy Carr says I have a few things from the estate auction. That's great.
Okay, so here is the
Oh my
catalog. If you
gosh.
didn't get it, this is the catalog from the estate auction. We're going to give one of those away. We're also
Okay, just let me tell you that I got goosebumps. Seriously, I have goose flesh.
Ready? Again?
Yeah. You know why? Well, the day I stop having goose flesh over things, we can just pack it in because that's my meter for so many things. This is the auction.
It's
first,
the estate,
right?
No, the estate auction.
Oh, the estate auction. Okay. Yes. So these are hard to find, and if you do find them online, they're real expensive just because people came and they sold them afterwards. So it's really cool because it has all of the things that were in the auction and costume sketches, and I know it's backwards, but
Well, there are
this
only
is
so many
great.
obviously printed, and it's out of print, and
Oh,
so
I want that.
I have a few more of these. This is rare.
Oh my God, this is uber rare. Are you sure you want to?
So
Okay.
this is from the earlier auction.
This is from-
auction 2.
Yes.
And this is a hardback as opposed to the other one, which was a softback. But this is a hardback. Open
I
that up.
cannot believe that you are going to give this away. It is unreal.
Well, and you can see it's got, all the dresses and the props and all the stuff from that auction. And on the back, it's promoting another auction.
And Seth Robichow, he's has a lot of Debbie things that he got at auction, and he was saying that he was grateful. He won 2 things from the auction. These auctions were amazing. December 11, was that not the first auction?
Second auction.
We had one in the first one was
I
2011.
think I got yours here.
Yeah, that's scary. 2011 was the first auction.
Yeah, that's correct. But it was early. This is the end of the year.
Okay, so
this
we
is
had 2 that
auction
year?
2.
Okay.
Let me have your pen.
We had so much,
And we have
so
one.
many things.
We have one more of the
The
pins. She did give out 3 of those yesterday, and we also have the DVD somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we still have a DVD of Bright Lights that's written backwards, but this is the DVD HBO special Bright Lights.
Yep.
That's about.
Well, these are all amazing
How many
things.
items did we just pull out there? 1,
Beth
2,
Hackney
3,
Hines.
4, 5. That's
Welcome.
6 items. Maybe we don't do
Judy
makeup.
Kahn,
No
Cindy
makeup.
Okay.
Harris. Hey, Yippie's groomer, our friend Cindy Harris. is
Cindy,
here.
we miss you.
Yes, we
She
do.
has the cutest little Australian
Shepherds.
these
Puppy
miniature
schnuppers,
Australian
we used
pupper
to call them,
schnuppers.
pupper schnuppers.
They're little miniature Australian shepherds, and if I didn't still have a whatever you want to call it for my old buddy Yippee, I would replace him with one of them little cute nippers.
And we have Michelle Dargan. Hello, what a good writer you are, Michelle. And I don't know, would you call yourself a reporter? Because I'm familiar. I read something recently that you wrote. I saw it on Facebook. It was an article, or it was, and it was quite good. And I am really happy you're here tonight. Let's see, who else? Chrissy Dillbeck, Ted Billings. Hello, Ted the Birdman. Love you back. Hope to see you someday for real, he says. This
I'm
isn't
hoping
real?
you're going to
This is
tell
pretty-
her something
this is real
cheaper
as
to
it
feed
gets.
this frickin' emu. That's what I'm hoping.
No,
'cause he's
that's,
eating.
that's not that Birdman.
Well, I don't care.
This
Any
is-
Birdman out there knows what's something that would make this emu happy, other than these free-dried worms that cost $50 a bag.
Yeah, but you know.
But
No, it's no but. We're experimenting. She's a
no, but
finicky
somebody
eater.
may know. Oh, I know what they love. They love. I mean, anything would be cheaper than
I
that.
just Googled emus, what they eat when we got her, because she was an acquisition, let's just say. We didn't.
No, she was a rescue.
She wasn't, but that's what I mean. We didn't go out and seek to be emu owners. We got her and went, now what? So we've been, she's doing great, by the way, as are all the chickens. Tracy Saunders, I live for this time together. Well, you know what? Thank you so much. We love being here. Let's see. I can't imagine how hard it must be to sometimes have to part ways with certain items that belong to Debbie or Kerry.
But I have a great answer to that.
Okay.
The answer basically is they would have wanted it that way. There's so much stuff that
We have like
I could.
a football field worth of things, and you can't keep it all because.
Well, it's not just you could.
Well, you could, but-
look, I could,
but
but,
then
that's not
for
what
what?
my mother would
Yeah,
have liked.
she
My
wanted-
mother would have liked it First of all, she would love all of her really high-end stuff to be in a museum. And then she would like all of these other little fun things to be in the hands of people that care.
Care, yes.
And so that is why I feel really good about doing it. I don't have any hesitation. Somebody said to me when we did the estate auction, "Oh, why are you doing the estate auction?" You know, and I said, because there's so much stuff, and there are so many people that would love to have a little piece of Debbie Kerry history. So that's the answer to that, and so there absolutely is no problem.
Yep, it really is true. And we do still have all of Debbie's, most of Debbie's costumes and from the movies and things. And those are just forever pieces, and they will be in a museum someday. So how many animals do I have? Someone's asking. We have.
We don't have
24
If you have
chickens.
a supercomputer, the Cray supercomputer, we're using that right now.
To calculate
it's
how
been
many.
working on that number for like 6 weeks, so we're hoping to have some results soon.
Yeah.
On how many.
I'm gonna say
All the
close
animals
to
of the
40.
world, anything that has
Yeah.
a mother is her pet. Anything, anywhere, right?
Yeah, but I didn't go out and like buy any of them.
No. The pigeons that she rescued in Los Angeles and brought here are still here. So
Yep.
that's what we needed in Vegas, because there are no pigeons in Vegas.
Okay, so the pigeon story goes like this. I went to get a manicure on Ventura Boulevard in Studio City. And so as I was going in the door, we were visiting your mom, I think.
Yep.
And as I went through the door, I saw this lame pigeon. She had a broken foot and she couldn't fly. And pigeons mate for life, so she had her husband with her. And he wouldn't leave her, which I love. Anyway, all day, I was in there for like 2 or 3 hours because I was getting everything. And I saw people just walk by, and night was about to fall. And so I said, oh my gosh. I left there. I was distraught over this. Distraught. And then I called a girlfriend of mine who lived in Studio City, and I said, oh, there's 2 pigeons. One is lame. The other one won't leave. I'm afraid something's going to get them tonight. So she got in her car and went over there, and she wrote me back a text and said, they're still here. So I went, bought a dog carrier, and then I came and I got her into the dog carrier. And, well, she couldn't get away from me because she had a broken foot. And the husband bird pigeon, they do not let humans touch them. But I said, are you in? I got to take you. You guys mate for life. I need to take you both. And I went to get him. He went and let me pick him up. It was incredible. He just closed his eyes, squeezed them shut. I picked him up, put
That's
him in
what
the
I do every
carrier.
time you try to pick me up.
Yeah, you squeeze your eyes. That's so true. So we brought the pigeons back, and since they're homing pigeons, I thought,
Oh, they're definitely home
that
now.
they get better and fly back to
This
LA.
is a few years later now.
Yeah,
They live over
3.5
her theater.
years.
She's got a theater in the back of the property, and they live back in the
Yep.
theater area.
How long it takes to feed all the animals?
Oh,
many
well,
types of
Dora,
food?
you
That's
know the
another
answer to that.
calculation we're working on.
Dora helps me with the animals, and so what do you think? We let them out in the morning.
Yeah.
We take turns, but she's had like 3 weeks of getting the first one to
It's
get
like
up.
a joy in the morning. I don't
But
find
you
it.
used to sleep in, and now you like getting up with the birds.
Yeah.
So she gets up to release the chickens from Cluckingham Palace, and then
Yeah.
they go out. So how long would you say it takes?
Maybe what?
But same maybe
Maybe 30 minutes.
Maybe 30 minutes at night.
And the Mexicans are the longest.
That's right. So we call them the Mexicans because we
Yeah.
have 3 chickens
Rescue.
that I rescued out of from a chop shop. Is that what we want to call
Yeah,
it?
it was.
And they were
Loose in a
a
junkyard.
Mexican family they were loose in a junkyard they lived under an
Scheduled for
old
next
car.
week's Sunday dinner.
That's right. And so we went in there and got them because they were going to sell them for people
Well,
to
with the
eat.
negotiation
I
went
don't
on.
know. So we got them, and they are the last to go to bed every night because they don't like.
So there's a question right in the middle of your screen. Yes, Debbie had the original Arabian ruby red slippers. They were not.
That was
really-
auction 1.
That was the first auction.
Yeah.
They were used, and I've told this story like 3 days ago, but those shoes were used when they were filming The Wizard of Oz, and it first had begun. It started with Buddy Epson as the Tin Man, and then that went on for a few weeks. And they were using the Arabian slippers which were designed by Adrian, by the way. And then when the filming stopped because Buddy Epson had been poisoned by the aluminum paint, they decided to redo a lot of things, including her hair and style, and the shoes got changed at that time, and some other things, and Buddy got replaced, of course.
You know what? I never knew that.
What?
I mean, I knew that things got changed. I didn't know why, and it's because Buddy Epson had been poisoned by the silver makeup. Or the
I got
paint.
to, one of my friends
I didn't
is
know
Dusty Epson and his sister Kiki, and I got to know Buddy pretty well back in the old days there, and he told me
Thanks,
that whole
Brenda.
story. I mean, they nearly killed him. That aluminum paint was a dust they were putting
Hi,
in the
Gloria.
paint, and it got into his lungs and coated his lungs
Michael
with this
killed
aluminum paint. You can imagine what that did. So literally, that was like the end of his career. He was a big star. Broadway Melody of 1938. He's dancing with our little Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
Eleanor Powell. I mean, the guy was quite a dancer.
I know. I don't think a lot of people really know that about Buddy Epson because they always think they know him from the Beverly Hillbillies, which was one of my favorite shows. Green Acres,
Barnaby
another one of
Jones.
my favorite shows. Do you know Green Acres actually was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid? I don't know about you. And the funny thing is, I'm Lisa. I am Lisa. I met a man that lived in the country. I was a big city girl.
Farm living is life for me.
That's right. And
Land spreading
I'm
out
allergic
so
to
far
hay,
and wide.
which is probably
Keep
why I
my
had bad
habits in
allergies
the
today.
countryside.
And then we have the painting. It's
New
of
York is where I'd rather stay. I got allergic smelling hay. That was Zsa Zsa. Ava, darling, Ava.
Yep.
My mother did a great Zsa Zsa or Ava.
well, Ava was one of her best friends.
Exactly.
So yeah, we have the portrait that hung over the fireplace.
Now you know what? I've actually gone
in
back. I've
the, in
gone
the
back.
show Green Acres.
Now here's the thing. I went back, and I would love it if somebody could help us with this, because if you just watch the opening of the show, and I'm not sure if there were more than one season that they changed the opening, but there's like a bunch of sequence of shots while that song is playing, and I've looked for the picture to show up there, but I've never seen it. But I know it came from Ava. So we have the green dress, which is in the sequence, and the green shoes, and then there's this painting of her in it, but I haven't seen it on the set. There's no way they would have painted this any other way. So
well, I have to find it.
Well, somebody is
it
bound
hangs
to
at
do
the
it.
top of our stairway.
So it's a beautiful green long gown, very chiffon.
with a little white dog at her feet.
That's
and
right.
silver shoes, which we
I know.
have
I
on.
think they're green actually.
No, they're silver.
So that's what I
Yeah.
said. They're silver.
They're silver.
So anyway, the bottom line is I looked very
Hey,
carefully
Scott.
at that sequence and I didn't see it, but that doesn't mean it isn't there. Here's another really weird trivial fact. On the way into Paso Robles from our ranch on Creston Road, you drive right by that shot, that little farmhouse, that aerial shot of that farmhouse is right there. That you drove by it every time
Yep.
you went on Creston Road. That
That's
shot,
right.
you see it over and over and over. God knows why they filmed that spot when there's a million
Hi,
farmhouses.
Holly.
Could have
Hi,
gone to
Michael.
Chatsworth in those days.
Aw. Michael Moore is asking if I still act. I do not. I retired.
Michael,
when
we
I
love your
left One
documentaries,
Life to
although I
Live
feel
from
that...
acting.
Is he not? Is this the Michael Moore?
No.
I'm kidding.
But I
Anything
still
from that
I'm still an
Tommy movie?
entertainer. I have
The
a
what?
hypnosis show and a mentalism show.
Which one? Tammy.
That I do
Tammy.
live. I do about 100 shows a year out there. Not doing any right now, needless to say, but I do about 100 shows a year out there on the road. So I don't know where you're from, but I will post my schedule when life gets back to normal, and we will hopefully get to meet each other one day.
Somebody just asked if we had anything from Tammy, and we showed the script the other night, but we actually have her bathing suit. There's a scene with her and Leslie Nielsen where they're swimming, and I have her bathing suit from Tammy. So if you'd like,
Where is it?
we could bring that. It's in storage, but I can bring it in. Given the fact this is going to be going on, I think we're kind of committed to doing this for the duration.
To show people what it looks like.
Yeah, would you guys
I
like to
don't-
see some costumes?
I have never
who is
seen
here?
that.
Did everybody get? No, you haven't.
No.
Did everybody enjoy seeing the costumes the other
Well,
night?
somebody's asking if you have costume from your sisters.
I do have Kerry's costumes. In fact, the other night I showed a costume. If you go
Karen.
back and watch the
I
show
see you.
from 2 nights ago, or 3 nights ago now, you would see Kerry's first costume on stage in Las Vegas. But we also have her Princess Leia outfit, and I have an outfit of hers from When Harry Met Sally. and other things. So we can share these things. We were going to do show and tell maybe
Spokane,
once a week.
Washington. Yes, I
That's
hope
where
to be
Robbie
there.
is from. My
Yeah,
cousin,
our-
Robert Reynolds. Is from Spokane.
Vicky, yes. Amy says yes. Seth says I loved it. Okay, good. It helps us to know what you want to do and see, so we can like be your Julie McCoy's, right?
Yes.
Cruise director.
But
That's-
you know, I noticed, I was looking through all the comments you got yesterday, last night.
today when I did the
Last
makeover.
night.
Oh, last night.
And there was
like
there
1,000
were
comments.
for whatever well I didn't look at all 1,000, but I saw 2 comments of people that said apparently we must talk about God a bit here and there. So they said they're not even sure they believed in God, and then I thought Sunday, why don't we tackle that subject a
Yeah,
little
that
bit?
could be good.
So it could be you could understand where we're coming from. It's interesting. I mean, we talk pretty freely here, and
Right, and just before we do that, if that's what you want to do, that's I
Well, I
just
just thought
want.
it was sort of
I think it's great,
natural
but I want to
idea.
just say that we don't judge people about whether they do or don't agree with, or if they do or don't believe in God, or if they do. We don't judge people.
Well,
if we do
the
this,
first rule.
that is the first rule. Do not judge, but more or less, really, what it's about is just. Well, what is it about? Because it was your idea. What would you like to do?
No, I mean, if somebody is saying to you, "I'm not sure I believe what you believe,"
Right.
then they're kind of, to me, that's a question. Like, why do you believe what you believe?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a good topic. And I like one of the things that kept me away from even believing in God was a lot of the things that was on television. The churches that I grew up in, you know, it was a lot of hypocrisy out there. All these rules and regulations and damnation and fire and brimstone.
Yeah. Well, that's religion. I mean,
Right.
that is what.
Well, it's organized.
religion.
Well, I'm not trying to say all.
No, but-
again, that would be judging that. But I mean,
again,
just in general.
you don't want to turn people off.
Well, it turned me off, and
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's what turned me off. I'm not. Some people may love stained glass windows, and listening to some guy yell about "you're going to hell." Personally, that didn't exactly inspire me because I just didn't understand the concept of this judgmental, mean God that would snuff children and other people. So it actually made me just walk away from the whole program
Yeah.
completely. But I came full circle when I ran into some people a little later in my life that were like, no, that's not like, and this is Henry,
Yeah.
Petrona, and people like that. That's not at all what God is about. And we started to find out about this sort of non-judgmental concept. And there's this simple little scripture that says, "Judge not, lest ye be judged." I think that should be the cornerstone of all religions because it's gotten us into so much trouble over the years, seeing people judge each other. You don't believe what I believe, it's all over. You know, we're going to bomb you, in fact. Wars have been started over disagreements like this.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to me. And then I started to learn about this loving, caring God that was different than what I had been brought up on. And so that caused me to at least be interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
And one day in my life I said, okay, I'm open to that concept, you know, so if you're real, then, you know, let's see the show, you know.
Yeah.
And I invited God to enter into my life, you know, and it happened in a very profound way. And so I don't say that's for everybody, although I would encourage everybody. Because
Kathy Jean says God is love, and indeed that is true.
Exactly.
God is grace, indeed that is true.
Well, you know, when you listen to
the
people
spirit
talk
of
sometimes on
silence.
television, maybe you're just picking up on a particular rap, so it could be in or out of context. But it's hard. Television evangelism is tough. Also, my mother was really one of the, I'd say, just the smoothest Christians you could think. She just never judged anybody. She just walked the walk.
Thanks, Brett.
And she never got in your face and said, you need to believe I believe or you're going to this or that. She was very cool about it. But most importantly, you know, she walked the walk that she talked. Like if she would have talked to Kerry and I, she didn't force Kerry and I to go to church.
No, I love that Amy Carr says, I went astray once. Well, you know what? And then she found her way back. But we're human beings. We're going to do that. And I think what I found is every time I try to do this thing called life on my own, I can make a mess out of it. And I actually like having I call God my accountability partner because I actually like having something to answer to outside of myself. I learned from this experience of being a believer, I learned that God is in the front row of every show I do, so that holds my mouth accountable. And I don't mean, like just bad language. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about...
Better not be, because, you saw last night's show.
No, I'm not, because you know that I can let it fly now and then. But I mean just about what I do on stage. And so that's why a big part of the end of my show is of a spiritual nature, because I think God is in the front row of every show. And I like to say God is in the front row of my life. And so it's so much easier to do what's right when you know that someone's watching, and not in a guilty way, not in a judgmental way, but in a loving parental way. So
let's back up a little further.
Yeah.
Let's back up to how do you even get to the point where you can believe there is a God? Because I know a lot of people that look at the world and some of the things that are going on, and they think, how could there be a God? So there is many people still are struggling with that question. So
Mesner.
She's got to do this.
I got it.
She's got to say hi to everybody.
I do. Well, they're friends. I haven't seen them. We're all locked in our houses. So there you go. Go ahead.
No. So the point is that when a person, you have a choice. You either believe that there is an Almighty Creator and someone who's looking over us all, or you could choose there is nothing. And when you look at the world in the latter, and you say, this is it, there is nothing, when we all die, we'll never see each other again, we go into the abyss. I don't know, that just never rang true with me. It doesn't make it a factual thing.
Okay, wait a minute, because the other day I was reading a Facebook post, and somebody said, and this is not a judgmental thing, it's just that it grabbed me in a really cold way, because I was like, oh no, it was sad. Someone had passed away, and they said, so-and-so has now entered the silence.
Right. So,
and I was like, who wants to go there?
So that's a great point. See, when Kerry and Debbie died, I had literally tens or if not hundreds of thousands of people saying, I don't know how you can deal with this. And the first way I deal with it is I know we shall all meet again. And I have this little thing called faith. And that word has been burned up like a lot of words, but let's try to be pure about what that word really is. And if you're saying to me that you don't believe there's anything, that requires faith, because there's no evidence that there is nothing, just as though there's no evidence there's something.
Neil Preston, hey there, love you both.
Neil buddy.
Is our nephew, and he is an amazing pastor.
Up in Lake Isabella.
In Lake Isabella. So if you are in that area and you want to go to a fantastic church, you go see our nephew, Neil Preston, and his wife, Amy. They're the pastors there.
So you see my point is that there's a little verse that says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. I love that verse if you break it down, because it's saying faith is actually a substance. The same way that gravity is a substance. If you don't believe in gravity, it doesn't much matter because you're under its effect. And I think the same thing applies to faith. It is in motion in your life. What comes out of your mouth and what you practice and what you believe is what becomes real. It's what turns into something.
Here's a good one. Tracy Saunders says, how about a solid, I don't know, I'm not sure.
That's the best position to be in, because nobody can know. As I just said a minute ago, I haven't been there. I can't tell you. I haven't seen the face of God. I can't tell you that it's there for sure. It's something that you feel. And the only reason why I feel it is because I said, all right, if you're out there, show me. And I kept it very simple and very real like that. And through a whole lot of things after I made that decision, it did become real to me. And now I've just told you that I choose to put my faith in that there is a creator and that we'll all meet again, and that all our loved ones and our pets and all that are waiting for us in another dimension.
Well, there's Kathy Hobbs. She says, I've seen heaven and it's real. My loved ones were waiting for me just inside the gates of heaven. Her pets were there.
I believe it.
So, I had just interviewed somebody a couple of years ago, and I want to do it again because I don't know where it is. But it was somebody that I met You cut yourself.
It was yesterday.
Oh, okay. It was somebody I met that had actually
Old news.
clinically died for quite a good amount of time, and his experience was incredible. And so I'm going to do an interview with him, because that's one thing I think is fascinating when you talk to people that have teetered on both the edge of this world and heaven. You know, so
I think that. See, somebody like that, that's obviously an extraordinary gift. It's not going to happen to most of us. So the rest of us are left with what this earlier person said. You know, we don't know. We haven't seen it. We don't know. So that's why I said the best thing to do is just to ask that simple question. You can ask God to show himself to you. And that's what I did. And in so many ways, it became real. And so I've chosen to walk my life that way. A life of faith in that there is a God, and it's faith in a lot of things too. And you know, having a code, you know, a code is a good thing in a world today full of people that are unruly and people with no moral code. The world, this country now more than ever, is becoming unruly in so many ways, and it's full of people without faith and without any true values of what's right and wrong. There is right and wrong. I mean, we could start at the top of the list and say murder's a bad idea. You know, you can work your way down the list, but the reality is there are values and codes, and there's such a thing as chivalry, whether you like it or not. Some of us are going to practice it, and I think the world needs to back up a step.
Tina Larson, God shows himself daily. It just went out of my sight. We just don't look for the things that the beauty.
It's in your face.
Yeah.
Every day it's in your face. You choose to either notice it or not. Even if it's just a moment, to acknowledge it is a good thing. Remember the first show we did, I said it's a good thing every day for a person to step outside and look at what God has done, that smell of flower, look at the beautiful mountains or green grass or whatever you choose.
Kelly Vaughn says, I love that you talk about your faith. Well, you know, I'll tell you what. A lot of the world would have you not do that. It's not terribly popular to do that in the entertainment business, but you know, I have
should have come to some of Kerry's parties where Kerry used to say, "Oh, this is my born again brother," and then she'd throw me in with a bunch of these. Intellectuals who would try to talk me out of any kind of belief I had. But you can understand that in fact it kind of went the other way, and I ended up starting a church. Half those people ended up going to the church that Henry Catrona and I started, she ended up going to, and her brother ended up going to.
Yeah, my brother and I went to your church 35 years ago.
And that church was based. It started at DRW Reynolds Dance Studio because you know we first thing we said, hey, here's going to be how we're going to do this church. First rule. No building funds. Enough buildings. Any money that comes into this church needs to go back to the needs of the people. And, you know, so we had some really radical concepts in those days.
But that's also, I mean, we didn't have a church. The church was in a high school auditorium.
It ended up there. Well, it went to the Beverly Theater for a while. Did you go to the Beverly Theater, Bobby?
I did.
You should tell them who was in the band. The member of the Eagles, Ambrosia.
Bernie Ledden.
Yeah, we did have a good band.
Bernie Ledden was one of the early members of the Eagles. He was in there. Well, look, the church was full of entertainment people that loved God as much as we did, and they didn't want to be part of this odd playing of religion that was going on at many other places. And again, I used to say, I'll just tell this story. So I went on the Paul and Jan show, you know, the what was it called, the Praise the Lord show, which it was the largest Christian television network in the world.
Is it not on anymore?
I don't know that it's on anymore, but they were huge.
I mean, I know they're both.
So I ran into Jan Crouch, and she said, "Oh, I didn't realize that you were a believer, and would you be willing to come on our show?" I said, I don't know if you really want me on that show. You know, she goes, "No, I really, really want you on the show."
That's right, Michael.
So I showed up to the show in my sweatshirt and dressed probably even not as good as this. Threw my tennis shoes up on the table, and they said, "Why is it that people?" And I was in my late 20s. They said, "Why is it that people your age don't watch this show?" And I said, "Well, this is a live television show. I don't think you really want that answer." And they said, oh, no, we really do. And I said, yeah, but it's live and you don't really know me and anything could happen in the next few seconds depending upon what you say now. And they said, no, we want to know. I said, okay. I said, look at this set. It looks like a lobby to a Ramada Inn. I said, look at the suit you're wearing. It's like seersucker. It's something that went out with button shoes. And look at your hair and makeup. Oh my God, it's like a nightmare. People like me see this channel as a marker that we're 3 away from HBO and 2 away from CNN or whatever. And it's like we wouldn't stop here to save our life. Now, I said, it's fine. But you're just preaching to the choir. All the people that are watching this show, or many of them, are, very much in a certain group. They're not our group. And by the way, the light bulb goes off and I'm like, okay, well, we better start our own group. And that's how the hiding place was born, right at that moment.
Neil Preston is loving this story.
Neil, you were there, buddy. You know about this stuff.
TBN is still on.
Trinity, okay.
Kim Isaacson.
Grandma.
Oh my gosh, Kim and Dan Isaacson. You were at the church in the day. You were back in the day at our church.
So one of the things,
That's
they said,
great.
so
It's
they
good
said,
to
well, if
see
you know
you.
so much about this, why don't you do a show? And I said, fine, I'll do a show. And I opened my big mouth. That was, okay. So but I did. I actually ended up producing a series of shows for them. But the first show that we did is the one I'll tell you about. So we produced this first show, and I had creative control, which is something they weren't used to. My entertainment lawyer actually made a contract. And we had control of this show, and they were dying to know what I was doing up until the airing. And so they kept coming around the editing bays, and I was like, sorry, it's not really I wouldn't show them anything. Finally, I folded, and Paul Crouch came into the edit bay, and he goes, yeah, I got to see something. It's been going on now for 2 weeks or whatever. So I showed him a character that was played by Jerry Hauser. It was called Reverend Hype, Hype. And this is how that became a reoccurring character, but Reverend Hype would come on the air and he'd say, brothers and sisters, thank you for letting me into your homes. And speaking of money, and he would just go off on a rant about money. And, he says, well, do you collect stamps? Well, we do. He was taking credit cards as a joke, by the way. Back then, no one was taking credit cards. And then, of course, that happened. So, we were hitting pretty hard. And he was like, wow, I don't get it. I went, perfect. You don't get it. That means everybody in my crew is going to get it. And your generation isn't.
Well, no, the point is not.
By the way, a lot of them did. A lot of people at his age were like, this is cool because this is going to communicate to people that I care about. It was a fun show.
It was a really fun show you did back then.
But that is what birthed part of what birthed the hiding place, because then all of those people who saw that show wanted to, where do you go? And so we were like, wow, well, I don't know. Why don't we make a place? And that's when Henry and I and Barry got together in the hiding place.
It was so nice to meet you both at the church reunion when they had it at Emerson High. Yes, that was actually when we first started dating, really.
Not
Maybe
long
6
after.
months after.
I was at that.
Yeah, Bobby was there.
We were there. I think that was 2010. That was 10 years ago. We need another reunion.
That was fun. But, to put things in perspective, there were, at that moment in time, there were really no churches that were really trying to relate to people that had issues like we did, like you do. Like the person who just spoke a minute ago, spoke out of, I have issues. I don't believe because. So we were trying to address that and give everybody a place where you could actually sit there and think that the whole time. Now, the music would have overwhelmed you, I can assure you. But the reality is the messages were kind of simple and on topic and designed to sort of get people moving in the direction that we've been talking about.
Yeah, it's a good thing. And Pamela Mickle says, I love that we're talking about God. I feel we should include these more often. Well, and I just think it's important every now and then to do that because you might be talking to one person at just the right time, in just the right moment, in just the right words, in just the right place. And so if you're talking about this and there's people out there that are wondering, and you can give them some kind of inspiration to say, yeah, well, maybe there is that, and then really explore it. Or somebody, it's just important because there's a lot of you out there I'm seeing from your text that you are believers, and that's great. But, who we really talk to also are people that are confused or on the edge, want to reach out, don't know how to reach out. That's so we're not bringing sand to the beach, because it's important to talk to people when they need it. That's
Well, you look at our history as Americans. This country was founded by people of faith. I mean, the dollar bill, everything, it's woven into our Constitution, our belief system, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution. It's all based on, I say, faith-based concepts, God-based concepts. So it's in our DNA. We're all real close to it. I think the only reason why we get far away from it is because of life hitting us in the face, or hypocrite people that we see. There's a lot of things that cause people to turn away. I told you why I didn't believe, but that these other people that are out there telling me they're on the fence, there's a reason why they turn away. Most people, it's just watching the show, the show we're watching right now.
That's what Mickey Ulrich said. Think, if it wasn't for the coronavirus, we wouldn't be talking about this. Well, that's pretty intense, but it's sort of true, because here we are all stuck in our living rooms, and we get to be together and talk about what matters, no matter what that is. And again, no judgment. That's the most important thing, is that we don't do that here. And
you however tough this may seem, and it is tougher for some more than others, but we have had times in our history far, far tougher. And the people that survived that, many of them, were standing in a landing craft approaching a beachhead with bullets and bombs flying. And they're looking around them, and they're looking at their buddies, and they're thinking, half of us are going to be dead in a matter of seconds. And they were. And why did one person survive over the other? And why does this virus pass over one person and the other? Now, you can be careful and not get in the landing craft, but they didn't have a choice. They had to. In our case, we can be careful and try to avoid certain things, but can we? We're all exposed to a certain degree. So it gets right back down to that moment. We're all in this landing craft, and we're approaching this shore, and we have to have faith. We have to believe that not only are we going to survive this, but we are going to come out alive, and our loved ones are going to come out alive. And that is the way you have to think.
And that's why we're locked in right now, isn't it?
We're locked in because that's the smart thing to do.
And it's our part.
Right. What can we do?
Yeah.
What can we do? Everybody can do what they can do. I mean, for many years I've been an environmentalist, and people would say, well, I can't afford solar panels or whatever. And I'd say, well, you can at least recycle. Right now, you can at least do something. There's something you can do.
Stay in the house.
You could stay off the beaches. I just heard from a friend of mine, Fred Wallachy, who lives down in Malibu, up near Santa Monica, and they were swarming the beaches today. I mean, just people that were disregarding this separation rule. The helicopters from the sheriff's department had to fly by and with loudspeakers say, "Get off the beach." Now, we shouldn't have to do that. That's just common sense. I'm not saying you can't go walk your dog, but these were large gatherings of people, just like what happened in Florida a few weeks ago.
Cheryl, what state do you live in? Are you in Florida? I think you're in Florida. Port Richey, Port St. Lucie, something like that, I remember. And they haven't shut the state down yet. She's saying her husband still has to go to work tomorrow.
Well, I mean, and again, even in that environment, you just do what you have to. Get yourself some hand sanitizer. I think Cat Cosmetics will be selling hand sanitizer.
You know what? We finally are. It's okay. Here it is. It's not out yet. But
didn't you make arrangements to get this today?
Yes, because it's absolutely.
Well, I wouldn't
amazing.
show that. You can get this.
Well, it's broad spectrum hand sanitizer, and it does have CBD, CBG, 1-to-1 in it. And so it is done. I'm just waiting for it. But, it's like this is something that was out there before this whole thing.
Who would have thought?
And this is about the size. This is about the size right here that we need now. When before it would have just been this, but it's.
Well, I've actually had this.
That's the hand.
I've had this for a few days, and it's going along nicely.
Yeah.
Not that one, but one like it.
Right.
Here's the thing. for those of you that still have to go to work and do all these things. And by the way, everywhere in every state, people have to go to work. Who's keeping the lights on?
Medical teams.
I
They're
mean,
in the front lines. They have families too.
So so she's gonna. We talked to a friend of ours. This is like one of these emergency manufacturing things. They're gonna make that hand sanitizer, and she can then make it available to her customer base. That's a nice little thing to do because
done.
of all the weird things that I was thinking about. I've been a prepper for a long time in a lot of ways.
You never thought of hand sanitizer?
Never, ever,
he
ever.
is. He's the guy you want to be with if something goes wrong because he knows how to do this sort of thing.
I made a show called Survive, SOS, Science of Survival. So and even before that, I was on to the things that are required to survive. I think people are far too ignorant about how things work. Just think about what happens if the electricity goes off, for example. And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here because fortunately, this isn't exactly that scenario. But it's a very complicated scenario. And who would have thought that the thing you need is the mask and the sanitizer?
Kelly, it should be within the next couple of days, but it won't be scented. It's just going to be what it is.
Well, eventually they'll make it. She's a
nurse. I mean, she's a nurse and cannot get hand sanitizer. That's crazy.
That's exactly the point. So if you notice what the president said, he enacted an emergency act recently where private companies and big companies, public companies, are converting over some of their capacities to manufacture things that are needed. This is something that's really needed as people are in circulation. Who's not going to be in circulation? I mean, how do you get... unless you have some infinite supply of stockpile of food, you're going to have to make a trip to the store. When you do, you need to protect yourself.
Yeah, there's two things. Michelle Goff, who's in Fort Lauderdale, which is my hometown. It's been a long time since I've been there. This is not
our funniest show, by the way.
No. But you want to know something? She said that they haven't shut the beaches down there.
I think there's nothing wrong with the beach, okay? It's a question of what you're doing on the beach. Like when you saw that spring break stuff and people are sharing drinks and partying and doing tug of war and piling on each other in a wrestling match, that's just stupid. And by the way, they just announced on the news that some of those kids are infected.
Oh, no, they did
Yes,
not.
they did.
They?
Yeah, I saw it on a news break just a little while back. So, I don't know which group, but I'm just saying, that was coming. It's just the mathematical odds here are just off the charts.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah. Well, you know what? I think that if there's anybody that has any questions about anything we've so far discussed, otherwise, I think
we started with the Revolutionary War or Independence War, and I've gotten all the way up to the beaches in Malibu. So we've covered a 250-year spread.
Hey, Liz, I make hand sanitizer with essential oils. That is.
But how did they get it? Put it out there on how people can get it.
Yeah.
People.
Oh, who's using the cat? You know what's funny? I don't have one in front of me where I show it to you.
That would work.
Yeah. So I had a run of cat
and
Dana
you can wash it and
today.
use it again.
Yeah.
I do it in airplane.
I gotta say this.
Let's show them what it is.
But to be fair, that isn't like an N95.
No,
mask.
it's not. But you can't get those
use
anyway.
It day to day.
You can't get those masks. This is the problem.
Exactly.
So I had a lot of people buying cat Danas today that knew about them.
It works better for. It's a good
It works better than
thing.
nothing.
By the way, the Cowboys used these for 150 years, so.
But they said on the news was that if you can't get a mask, then to get to use a bandana. So this is I'm going to take my feather
but it's a cool bandana with a stretchy thing.
But what's great about it is that you don't have to tie it. So this is what a lot of people were buying today that buy them anyways because it's a bandana that you don't have to tie. It's like a tubular bandana, and then our landscapers have been using these. Everybody at the ranch, not just for this, but it's better than nothing.
Some people are using it with the 7-Eleven and. Just kidding.
With a gun in their hand. It's like, but it's not a mask, but
I use it in the airplane.
You use it in the airplane?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
I think in general, if you were in the store, this would protect you to some degree just from sort of general. You're hearing a lot on the news about how these air particles stay around longer than one would have thought. So that is the purpose of the mask. As you're walking down the aisle and the guy in front of you just sneezed, you want to make sure that you've got some
Illinois
protection.
has shelter in place going now. Okay, that's good. It's a crowded state.
Well, some places clearly
Heather,
have different rules or different.
you like the
needs.
bank robber chic?
You she looks good.
Do you have any more of those?
Yeah,
No.
we have about 100 left, 100 or
Different
so.
colors. No,
Different
only
colors.
Red. We have
Red,
black,
I
Black,
think
white,
that-
purple. Yeah, we
I
have,
think
we have like
I tell you,
100
I
left.
think the package deal is the bandana with the hand sanitizer. There's a nice little package. We call it the
That's right.
the Corona
But
deal.
how weird, because I've had
No
these
sale.
forever on the website, and all of a sudden, during this whole time, people are wanting them because they can't get a mask. And so if they're saying use a bandana, then that's a good
we
thing.
have it in the website. Somebody's asking.
Oh,
where
yes.
to get it.
They're at my website, which is catcosmetics.com. I think they'd be under gifts, maybe, or accessories. I don't really remember. But
Just
they're called
the
Cat
search
Danas. CATDANAS. Cat Danas.
It's
Or
the-
we call
you're-
them Antonio Bandanas.
Right. Well, a bandana was the old the Western term.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, so I think it's time for a giveaway.
I
What
think
do you
it's time for giveaways too. What do you guys
Yeah.
think?
Maybe unless there are any questions before we go
I'll
to
post
giveaways.
this at the bottom of the thread and on another thing because a lot of people are asking about it. So I will post that. But let's have some contests, shall we? Let's give away some really neat stuff. And we will start with, let me get my pad because I think
One lady just said she's using bandanas now in airplanes. I mean, a flight
Bandana?
flight
A
attendant.
bandana?
Flight attendant. Yeah.
You know what? Does that just go to show you that people cannot get masks? If you're a flight attendant and you are exposed, like nurses and doctors, they don't even have them there. It's crazy. That's crazy.
Anybody could make this stuff. Really, if you have a sewing machine, you know what you're doing, which I don't.
How is Nugget doing?
Nugget's doing good. He's he hasn't crowed in 9 days, and he sleeps in our room at night, and so we get woken up really early by Nugget, and I miss his crow. I miss being woken up at 5 o'clock in the morning by him.
I don't.
I do. You said today you missed his crowing.
Yeah, just not at the morning hour. I think it's funny in the afternoon, but nothing funny about 5, 6, even
Well, I would
like
give
his
anything
idea
to
of a
hear
late
my
start
boy
is 6
crow.
o'clock.
Yeah.
And, that's
Well, no,
not,
he's really good.
As far as I'm concerned, 6 o'clock
When he
comes once a
crows.
day.
It does. So does every other minute of the day. All right, Marty Spicer, can I buy a bandana and a bronzer? Yes, you can. I did a makeover show today, and
Yeah,
some of you were there. We had a lot of guys there today.
So one of the things that I was not here this afternoon. I know a lot of guys were very disappointed that I wasn't on the makeover show this morning. But, I got to let her have some time on her own. I don't want to dominate the screen the way I do. It's just, I get a lot of
I
complaints.
love when you're here and dominating.
But the one product that I think is one of the better products for guys is the no baggage. And I don't know if you guys talked about that today.
Yes, we can.
But Marty, that's a really good one.
Oh yeah, Marty Spicer, you would love
When
that.
you're hitting these ages that we are all at, you at different times of the morning or depending on what happened the day before, you do get bags under your eyes, and this no baggage product she has is pretty remarkable. It does tighten up the skin under your eyes, and it's really quite something. I told the story that we were in Arizona at a big convention, and she was selling product there, and I was completely bored, but I started selling just for fun, no baggage, to all of the guys that were going by. And they were like, no, I don't want that. Look, I tell you, just put it on, come back here, in an hour, you tell me what you think. We sold so much of that product to the guys because it truly is like, it's not makeup. It's really just a great way to improve which if you're going on a date or you want to look a little better than you currently look, you brush your hair, you put a little of this on, off you go. The bronzer, Marty, you got that wired though. Today I don't have it on, so I probably look like I'm a white ghost.
No, you actually look really.
No, I have my golfer's tan, but I did go through this the other day. You see that?
Gillian Gray said, I asked if you use the no
makeover for
baggage.
you.
That's right.
Is no baggage like a treatment gel? No baggage is actually it is a treatment, but it's got all kinds of beautiful essential oils in it. But it also, and it has crushed pearl and caffeine. in it. And what it does, it's not a makeup. You just put it under your eyes. It comes in a package. We'll get it to show you. But it tightens and brightens the under eye area so that it's a natural looking concealer. It's not a concealer, but what it does is, it's like a, what is that? Like a lip
wand.
gloss wand, yeah. And it comes like that. So you kind of just put it under the eye and then you pat it in and wait 10 minutes and you start to see this under eye area.
And then you go on your date. Of course, the date might just be
Nobody's
to the other
going
room.
on a, you know what?
Hey.
Nobody's going on a date right now.
We had a date. We're gonna have another date. Well, we have a movie night. There's a movie night tonight.
You know what?
Movie night every
The
night
only
this
good
week.
thing I can think of about, you know, there's lots of good things, but one thing is I haven't been to a movie theater since Jaws or Star Wars. I think I haven't been to a movie theater since Jaws. That was 1976. I don't have time to go to a movie theater. I really, truly don't. By the time I get home, I'm tired. And I always said, I wish they would just offer new releases on the channels.
Pay a little extra,
and we
yeah.
pay a little extra, and we get to watch it, you know, at home. And now we are doing that because there are no theaters open. And so last night we watched
We had a
The
date,
Invisible
and I put
Man.
on my no baggage and went to my date.
So we watched The Invisible Man last night. Todd fell asleep, and my brother Bobby and I.
Everybody loved it. I felt
we
that
did.
it was
We liked
pretty
it a
slow
lot.
starter there.
Okay, it's
Now this
slow. I
afternoon,
won't
though,
lie,
wait,
but it's good.
We had a Sunday matinee. The Sunday matinee was midway, and for all you guys, it's a really good war movie. The CG work is unbelievable, and it's a very inspiring story about a lot of heroic guys that really pulled us out of a mess. We were way behind in terms of our military power, naval-wise, after Pearl Harbor, and it's a really inspiring story about the guys that enabled us to overcome the Japanese and what those little sneaky guys were up to.
Oh, Gary, what is your moisturizer for guys? Okay, guess what, Gary? The great news is
I wear the same thing. I
It's
have it in
just-
my, listen to this, it's in my golf
there's no
bag.
difference between guy moisturizer and girl moisturizer, except they put it in a black package so it looks manly. Here, you know, the truth is, it's really no difference.
It's in my golf.
If you're in the airline business,
So-
which I'm kind of guessing you are just from your post, I don't even know how many we have left, maybe 50 tops, because we can't get anything. The factories are
right.
closed.
I have
So
them,
anyway, go on the website, Gary, and look for this.
So I keep one in my golf
Let me
bag,
say
and
the site
I
name.
keep one in my room, my medicine chest.
CatCosmetics.com. Gary, this is what it is. It's a collagen cream, and it's a collagen elastin, and it's just really the best.
Okay, who wants
yeah.
to do the giveaway?
Let's
before
do
we
the
go? I don't
giveaway.
even know how we got sideways.
Well,
again.
because people were asking questions.
Don't let them see that. That's
Okay,
the next answer.
Oh, did anybody see that? No.
I don't know.
Okay, no.
Keep it in front of you.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do another one just
Okay.
in case. All right, so
What is
we're gonna
the
do the
first
first. We're gonna do. As you know, I'm a mentalist. I usually guess what you are thinking on a stage. Tonight, I'm going to send you a number. For those of you who have played
What are we
this, you
playing
already
for
know.
on the Price is
Yeah,
Right?
let's do the prize. Let's say what the prize is, and then I'm going to write down a number. I'm going to think about the number, and then I'm going to send you the number. I'm going to tell you when I send you the number, and you will think of the first number that comes to your mind and put it in.
Why don't we put these two together?
Now, you can put in as many numbers as you want, but really
Is it-
go
this-
with the first number that comes to
this
you
is
because
about
that's
the-
your intuition
about
and
the two
that's
now.
what we work with. So here we
Okay,
go.
we're going to combine this.
No.
We're not going to do that.
What do you? No, we want to give.
Okay,
prizes.
Steph, lots of
Yeah.
prizes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead with this book at this moment. This is the Debbie Kerry auction book when we did the family estate book. And if you want, I could sign it, or you can just have it the way it is if you want. But that was when the estate of Kerry and Debbie from October of 2017. And there are no more of those catalogs anywhere. And she's thinking of a number between...
Wait, no. I haven't sent them
one and
the
100,
number
right?
yet. No. 50, between 50 and 100. The number is
Can you watch?
between 50 and 100.
Watch too because this computer.
I'll show it to her.
Okay, and so in a moment I'm going to throw that to you. Not yet. When I say the number I'm throwing to you now, then when I do that, I want you to come up and say the
They're
first
already
number.
throwing numbers.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Let's change
Peggy.
it. No,
That's-
it's not.
How does that happen?
Wow.
How did she do it that fast?
Oh my God.
That's the
That's
fastest
crazy.
response ever.
Wait.
Peggy
Wait.
Peggy
DiGianalo.
Holiday.
No,
She
Peggy
was the first.
Peggy Holiday DiGianalo.
No, Peggy Dio.
Peggy Holiday
Delgadillo.
Delgadillo.
Okay.
She was the first one.
Peggy
Okay.
Delgadillo.
Now, Peggy, let us tell me right now if you want me to sign this to you or if you just want it unsigned.
Unbelievable. Peggy, I need you to answer
That
below.
was like the fastest ever.
I want you to answer below. Did you go with the first number that just came to you? How did you come to this number? Because really, I gave no clues.
We want her to respond.
Yeah,
to
please, Peggy, please respond.
Stop guessing numbers
Please
because
sign it.
we'll do another one in a minute. Please sign.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
so
sign.
do you want it signed to you,
To
Peggy?
Peggy?
No, not yet. We have to wait in here.
Yeah,
Peggy,
well-
do you want it signed? And if so,
Yeah,
do you want it
she say
signed
yes.
to you?
To her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that
Please
is
sign.
crazy.
Okay, go
Unbelievable.
right away
Okay,
with
we're
another
done.
one.
Okay,
do
we're
the
gonna
same
go.
thing.
Okay, we're
But
gonna
just-
do it again,
But do it, yeah.
and this time it's going to be with a new number. So hold on, Peggy. Please sign. Please sign it. I think just sign your name, and then I'll find out if she wants to sign it to her.
P-E-G-G-Y?
Yeah.
Please sign. Yes.
P-E-G-G-Y.
Okay. So
Holiday Delgadillo.
Peggy just went with the first number that came to her. That is so great. You had a 1 in 50 chance of getting that right. And you were not the only one that got it right, but you were the first one that got it. And someone right behind you got it. It was Eldonna, who,
She's,
Blackburn.
customer from Catholic, so we have the
Dennis,
yeah.
unbelievable. You both are unbelievable. And it was like bam, bam.
Okay, well, let's just do it again.
And someone said they thought of 75. Okay, let's do it again. I'm going to come up with a number.
We'll do the next
But
book.
not yet. I haven't come up with it
We're
yet.
going to do the next book. This is a little rare because it's a hardback. Same deal though, auction book. Lots of pictures in here. Everything that was in that auction. And this is when my mother was still alive. And this auction went on.
All right.
December of 2011.
Okay, here we go.
This one is the second one?
Hold on, girl. I'm coming up to you right now.
Okay, girl.
Got it?
Got it.
All right. I am throwing you a number between 1 and 50. Hold on. I'm throwing it to you right now. Between 1 and 50. Here we go. I love watching the the numbers come up. Yes, Jenny, that is weird. Okay.
Don't see any numbers in there. Coming up.
To be fair, we're
We're watching for the first person that hits the number.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go more than once.
Yeah, of course. You can enter as many times as you want. Okay. This is the best. Gosh, I finally stumped them. Between 1 and 50. Mm-hmm.
Narrow it. Take it down.
Okay. Between 1 and 30. Look at everybody.
Perhaps they're starting to
Okay.
circle in.
Getting closer.
Yes, you can guess as many times
As
you
many
want.
times as you want. All right. Between 1 and 20.
Dee 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 dee.
Okay. Between 1 and 15.
Ooh, Cindy Harris.
Dee
Done.
dee dee. You got it?
Done. Yes.
You must be seeing them sooner than we do.
Cindy Harris, yes.
Okay, Cindy Harris.
She said 19. Oh, and then later
No,
she.
no, no.
Yeah.
Oh, she just jammed in a bunch of numbers.
She
Okay.
got
Oh,
in. Yeah.
There must be a 5 there somewhere.
Okay, Cindy Harris.
Okay.
She did put a lot of numbers in. Do you
Yeah,
want to?
she did.
Yeah, you.
Well,
Cindy's like,
I mean,
bam, 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 bam.
yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. I mean, you know, you get her. So look, Ryan had it too, but you're saying Cindy got the 5 first? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so Cindy,
You know the funny thing is
does
that
Cindy want it signed?
Cindy, do you want that signed? Cindy is going to answer us.
And if so, do you want
And
it
if
signed?
so, do you want it signed to you? I'm going to take this off. I'm getting warm. Okay.
Okay, stop guessing, everybody.
That's it.
We're all
Well,
done.
we have another
How about
we
we
have
dare?
more contests.
We have more contests.
Sign it, please.
Sign it, and do you want it to Cindy?
Do you want it to Cindy Harris, or do you want it just signed? So,
I'll wait.
all right. People are still guessing.
No, that's it.
All right.
Love from, yes, sign it to me.
To
her.
Cindy, yes.
Make sure
Cindy.
you C-I-N-D-Y.
Signed, please.
C-I-N-D-Y.
C-I-N-D-Y.
Okay.
And Bingo was his name. Okay, so we're going to continue with this contest.
Bright lights.
Okay, bright lights. How about it? Bright lights. And you can have Todd sign it if you want to. As you know, or maybe not know, this is the documentary from HBO that is about Debbie and Kerry. And it's pretty great. If you haven't seen it, it's really fun.
And Kat's in it.
Oh yes, I guess it was, you know, fun to. It was weird because there were reality show cameras. It was it kind of give you a sense of what it must be like to be on a reality show. And here's what it's like: you have cameras around all the time, and
Kind of like this.
and you forget they're and you forget they're there. So you know what's interesting about the reality show is, I think that's what happens. Because after 5 or 10 minutes, you really forget the cameras are there. And also, these cameras were, you know, really close. Reality show cameras are small and hidden, a lot of them, like Big Brother and stuff like that. Ryan loves Big Brother, don't you? Okay, so let's see. Thank you, everybody. Bright Lights is going to be the gift. And let me see, do we want to do a trivia? Because I can do a Lindsay trivia.
Go for it.
Okay. Oh boy, let's see here. Lindsay
I have
Rappaport.
how many times was Lindsay locked up in jail? Do you even know the answer to that?
I'm not sure I know the answer to that, so I can't do that. Although some people.
How many
wonder-
people did Lindsay kill? How about that?
I'm not sure about that either. I just can't say. Hold on. Or how many times I was married? Don't know. Can't remember. There's a lot. Let's see here. People are probably, hey Taj. Okay.
Now, but don't forget, everybody, we're going to do the Debbie scarf. Which
Philip,
is
the answer to that is yes. The ruby slippers were on her mantle in the movie Bright Lights, the ones that we have right here
Yes.
that we open and close the show with. Also starring Nugget. Yes, my Nugget 1 was in Bright Lights. All right, so didn't see the show because I live in Scotland. Hey, and you know what? Even if she won this in Scotland, it's not
I
in
don't
the
know.
right format.
Don't you have HBO in Scotland? Because it is on demand in the documentary section of HBO. And if you sign up, you
Lane
can
Sampler, 3. We're not going to do the number yet, so hold on one second.
No, maybe he meant how many people did you kill?
Oh, 3. You know what? It might be. Let me think of a Lindsay Rappaport
What about
question.
how long you stayed out of jail?
Yeah, no, let's see. I got to think. Because honestly, do you want to know the truth? I used to shoot that show such a furious pace, and for a good many years, I was on it almost every day. I bet Bree Roberts, who was here earlier, could really confirm this. But when you don't even have time to watch the show. So I probably saw a handful of episodes of One Life to Live that I was on because I just didn't have time to watch it. So that's why, and also because it's easy out, easy in. You're always, throwing out dialogue. And I would do a scene, and if they said, moving on, that meant they were moving on to the next set. It went whoosh, right out of my head. So if ever they said, hold, no, we have to go back and shoot it again, I'd be like, but I already threw it out. I already let it out, and because my brain could only hold so much. and then you're ready to start for the next day. So I don't really remember a lot of
we
what
could come up with
Lindsay
other.
did
You want to do
in
other
all those
trivia?
years.
You want to do a Kerry trivia?
Let me think, Kara. Just let me think for a second. Was Bob Woods a good kisser? Yes. Yes, he was.
Not as good as me, though. I guess.
No. And also, it's fake kissing. It's so technical that, it's like kissing, you have to make sure your head is down to the right or to the left because the camera was here. And so you were thinking about all kinds of things. And
Hey, I can tell you something kind of
But
funny.
yes, I think
Not
he was.
all guys can handle this kind of thing. You see a lot of guys, they have their wife in show business and kissing some other guy. That could really mess with you. But, you got to be able to deal with it if you want a show business girl. However, the reality is you lose your identity. A lot of guys become, Mr. Hickland. Not
you
me.
can't,
No.
you can't even say that because we weren't together.
No, I wasn't talking about you. I was being more
Yeah.
general, that men who marry into show business
Yeah.
suffer because they don't understand. Like Joe DiMaggio with Marilyn Monroe, it freaked the hell out. Like,
Right.
I don't know what he thought he was getting there exactly.
No, I know. You
like,
can't be jealous and
my
be
wife's
with somebody on
like
a
showing her
soap opera.
legs. I mean, this can't be. I mean,
Yeah, but
how does he get upset
to be
about
fair,
that? It's like her saying, "What are you doing hitting those baseballs?"
To be fair, I'm not a jealous person. You're not a jealous person. I was married to Michael Knight for all the years that I was on One Life to Live, and he was on All My Children. Wonderful human being. But neither one of us watched the other one's shows for that reason, because even if you're not the jealous type, you don't need to watch your wife or husband kiss somebody on TV. It's just not fun, so I think that's good advice. If your wife is on TV or your husband's on TV kissing somebody,
And if you're younger,
don't
you
watch.
don't want to see your mother killed. That's annoying too. I didn't like
Yes.
that at all.
What was it you saw her killed in?
What's the matter with Helen?
Yeah.
Also, when she died, is the spider and
Hey, look who's here. My
Very
sister Kim
upsetting.
is here.
Kimmy!
Woohoo! Kimmy's here.
Come over and just
You
wave
want to
her.
come over and say hi,
Just wave
Bobby?
her for 1 second, man.
Yeah, come on over, because my
Put your-
brother's here.
Come put your hair right here.
He's
Come over
here.
Put
Just
your-
stand.
come stand
That's
right
right.
there.
So my sister's online with us,
Say hi to
and
Kim.
my brother
There you
is
go.
here.
Hi.
That's it?
This is really
Hi.
this is out of his comfort zone because he doesn't like to be on camera.
Yeah, but that's his big, well, not big.
No,
It's his
I'm the
sister.
little
She's the baby.
I'm the
You're the big.
yes.
Medium.
Yes.
The medium sister.
He's the patriarch now.
Ah,
yes.
Oh.
Isn't that a
Okay.
Okay.
That's a dubious honor, I
Yes.
tell you right now.
Oh, Kim. Hi. Okay. Kim, we're super happy you're here. I have a beautiful sister that lives in Naples, Florida, so that's where she's watching from. And did they wash their hands? Yes. We wash our hands, and
Okay, no.
everyone that walks into the house we don't take visitors actually right now, but we're putting the
We have the
beautiful
I think we
hand
might have the only
sanitizer on.
hand sanitizer on earth.
Yeah, but it'll be available in a couple
She's
of
gonna,
days.
yeah. So Kim,
it's
we can
almost
get
done.
you some
Okay.
if you don't have any. There you go.
So anyway, he is the hair guru. Yes, he is. My brother is an incredible hair colorist. Don't judge by my hair because right now I'm doing box color because I don't want to get out of my sink. He could color my hair and he is the best.
But he doesn't have his tools, right?
He doesn't have his tools. And I am a Garnier Nutrice number 100 girl. Now, mind you, I don't get anything for that. That is just true.
Sponsored
I'm
by-
a number 100 Garnier Nutrice girl. If you are a dirty blonde and you
Have
like
you
this
come up
color.
with any trivia yet?
Oh yes, I have. Emily
Ah,
Lard, though you
Sponsored by
you said it on
Garnier.
the thread.
that would have been the trivia right there. What's
No,
the
but
name
she
of the
had
hair
a-
color?
She,
That's right.
oh yeah.
Because you say
Emily had a
yesterday.
great question, but now you put it down there. Everybody's had time to think about it,
What
so
is
I
the
can't
question?
use it. No, she said, "Who was your youngest lover?" That is not what I'm going with because everybody
That would
just
be
saw
me.
that,
I'm
and it
her
was a good
youngest lover,
question.
and she's the cougar.
I'm the
as you know.
cougar?
Yes,
I'm the cougar.
you're the cougar.
Okay, how many years are between us?
Oh, it's just like major. I mean, it's, let's see, 1.5. Oh no, it's actually 2. It's two, right? 2 plus
I am the
2
cougar.
years, 13 days,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. There's the trivia. It would have been perfect.
Yes, that
Where
would
does
be
Bobby
perfect.
work? He works in Los
He
Angeles.
works in Las Vegas
But-
right now in the upstairs, in the guest room.
That's right.
Yeah.
I did see him working in the kitchen earlier, and he
Yeah.
has no hair color here, so he's just stuck with kitchen and
Liz
hanging
Cochran says she has a great recipe for hand sanitizer and will post it later. Liz, where
But
will
can you
post
get
it?
alcohol? That's the problem.
I
Nobody can
know
buy
we
alcohol.
couldn't get alcohol. I mean, this is not
Other than vodka.
this
or
is
something.
not handmade,
Probably work.
but alcohol is, of course. My
Okay,
hands
what's
are
the
like,
trivia?
My hands are like something would snatch dinner out of a lake from
What's
washing them.
trivia?
The trivia. Okay. Let's see here.
I'm gonna
Let's
make
see
her
the
do this ahead
trivia.
of time.
Trivia.
We're gonna do this ahead of time
Okay,
tomorrow.
just entertain the troops. Let me.
Why don't I just come up with one, move along, and I'll do
No,
one.
because this is really important, and I haven't done any one life trivia. I think that's good.
I think it's a great
I've got one. It's okay. So I played on 1, 2, 3 ABC soap operas. And hold on, can you see?
Just use the pen if you're gonna do that.
Okay, I've
It's so cool.
okay. And so the question is,
What is all three?
nope.
Nope. Oh, what are the names of your characters in all three?
The bright lights.
Okay.
What is the price?
Okay.
Price is
We're
bright
not.
lights.
We're
All
not
right.
selling.
I was
Amazon.
I was on
Bright
3
Lights is available.
ABC soap operas. So what were the 3 soap operas, and what were my characters' names? Now let's
And
see.
for that, you win a Bright Lights DVD.
That's
Somebody
right.
asked about where to get it, though. You can get the Bright Lights DVD on Amazon or any DVD
No,
retailer.
Capital was on CBS. So all 3 of these shows were on ABC. All 3 were on ABC. And I had 2 characters. One character was on both the first shows. Yeah,
Did someone get it?
not yet.
1 second. I have to go back and read them.
Tracy Saunders says not signed. I'm not sure what that means.
Meaning the DVD or the book?
Oh, Lane, you are good, but that was a CBS show. Okay. Yes, Dawn
Yes.
Renta, what were my characters' names? Okay, Ryan Clements and Dawn. All right, Ryan.
I can get another one if you got 2 or
Okay,
1.
so Ryan Clements and Dawn Renta,
They win.
you win. So
We have to get another one.
that's right. So Dawn, do you want that signed? That's what
Oh,
I
that
need
was
to
what she
know.
was asking.
And yes.
But you can have cats sign. I have to take the plastic off
Ha,
if you want
Maria.
it signed.
Almost, girl. All right, so there you go.
Just let you keep watching it. So I could take the plastic off. We could sign it with a Sharpie, or leave the plastic on, no signing.
Yeah.
So Ryan Clemens and who was the other one? I
Yes.
can see it.
All right, so
Who was
Dawn
the other
Renta.
besides? Who was the other besides Ryan?
Dawn Renta.
Okay.
Dawn Renta.
Yes.
So if Dawn and Ryan could say whether they want it
Hicksford.
signed or
Hicksford
not.
Timothus. I only know you as Stevie March on Knight Rider.
Meanwhile, we have another one of these going up.
Okay, let's take it out of the package.
Why?
Because the package is...
No, it's square in the packet. Leave it alone.
Okay.
We're
we
not
get it
signing it or anything. There
All
it
right.
is. It's the pin we gave away the other night.
From the memorial. This is from the public memorial. All right. And Ryan Clements, what are you saying? No, no, no. Okay, I think I got it. Here we go. And I see a lot of you know my character names from all the networks that I've been on and all the shows I've been on, and that's pretty great.
All
Thank
right,
you so much.
Can you come up with another trivia one for that?
It's
or
your
do-
turn to
My
come up with the
turn.
trivia. Yes, because I'm fried from that. That took a lot of my brain power.
That
right
was
there.
it. That was it. Okay.
I'm done.
Can
I'm
you
spent.
demonstrate your
So we're gonna come up.
We're
with
gonna do the
another one.
scarf last, and
The answer. What was the answer? The answer was loving the city and one life to live,
With Lindsay.
and just a little bit of I've got one.
okay, let's
Okay,
do
I've
it.
got one. All right.
So what is in the
Thank
price?
goodness.
The bean?
Goodness has nothing to
Yeah.
do.
Okay, so here it is. Here's a good one. This is a hard one. In the early 80s, I was on a show. It's an ABC show in the early 80s. And I went on for just a few episodes, I think 3. And it was a character that Gloria Monty was testing me on air for. There was no promise of a contract, but it was a character that was being tested to see if they would add it. And I did the 3 shows, and then before she could tell me if I had a contract, Capitol came along. John Conboy offered me the contract role of Julie McCandless, and I'm a believer of Bird in the Hand. It was a leading role on Capitol, so I went for that. And Gloria Monty was a little upset about that because she told me I should have waited.
But what's the trivia?
So the trivia is, what is the character I played on General Hospital for 3 episodes? All right, and okay.
Here. Oh, it's so soak through.
All right, there you go. So, there you go. Only diehards are going to know this. The character I played on General Hospital for 3 episodes in 1981 or 2, and I will give you another hint if no one gets this.
That's awful hard.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you know what? Diehards know this. Okay,
Some people
the
know.
character I played.
You would be surprised.
You can even if you can tell me what the character did. I was with I was opposite John Stamos. That was my scene partners in all of them. So let's see if anybody gets this. All right.
Saying Lindsay.
I was busy giving birth in 81, so I don't know. All right. I'll give it 20 more seconds. Let's see if anybody can Google this even.
Say nurse.
Nope. If you can even guess the profession of the character, because that was a big part of the story.
A doctor.
No, I was much older than John
Doctor.
Stamos. He seemed like a baby to me at the time. Okay. All right. No, I will. Okay. So the answer was I was Miss Cooper, his teacher that he had a crush on. So that was the answer to that. Now you know. Let's see. Do you have a trivia?
Scarf
question?
time. Oh,
We haven't given the button away.
well, what do you mean? You didn't come up
No,
with
nobody.
Nobody
Another
answered.
question.
Nobody.
Okay.
Oh,
I was 3 years old. Thank
Okay.
you. I'm fossiliating before your very eyes now. It's like, what? You were 3?
Well,
I was in my 20s.
How about-
Early, but
how
I
about
was in my
a,
20s.
How about a very simple bright lights question? For
Okay.
those of you that have seen bright lights.
Sounds good.
What is it that Kerry is cooking for my mother and delivers to her in the living room?
Oh.
What is it?
Okay, yes, there you go.
Should be very simple for those of you that were really paying attention. She is cooking something and brings it to my mother and serves it to her, and then my mother actually says what it is herself.
Do we have somebody?
Yeah, Peggy Holly Delgadillo souffle.
Wow.
Oh my
Souffle
God.
is
That's-
the answer, and
that's
that
right.
is
Hey,
hard.
Candy Clark,
You know,
welcome.
I have to tell you, you must have watched that movie more than once.
Candy Clark's on there?
That is amazing.
Great.
Good going, because that's not that easy to
Yeah,
do.
no,
It goes by
Peggy
pretty quick.
Holiday
Peggy Holiday
Delgadillo,
It goes
who
by
lives
very,
in Las
very
Vegas,
quick.
I think. And she has a Dwight dog, female, so Dwight could actually have a girlfriend.
Oh.
In fact, where is Dwight? I haven't seen him all day.
He was
What do you mean?
just right there.
Okay, well, he was
Did he
very
escape?
quiet. You just scared me.
It's right there.
Oh, okay.
Snoring over here.
Maybe.
All right, he's snoring.
Okay,
All
guess
right.
what? It's time for the Debbie Reynolds scarf.
This is the last thing of the evening. Peggy,
And please
you got
do
the
not
pin.
try to guess this unless
Peggy got the
you
pin.
are
Is that-
serious about wanting it,
There you go.
seriously wanting it.
Yeah, you have to really want this. Please, if you don't play.
Debbie will come and haunt
Because
you.
this-
In Valencia, California.
It still smells like Debbie because
sure.
she wore a L'air
The
du
Air du
Temps,
Temps.
yeah, a perfume, and so you can
Why
smell
don't you
that.
show them on?
Okay,
We're gonna have her
so
model
this
it.
was really one of her
Oh,
favorite colors, and this scarf was like one of her favorites. I'll show you the color. I'll wear. Oh, it smells so much like her. Okay, so
That's actually very cool.
isn't it pretty?
No, I mean that is still has
Oh, her whole room.
Yeah, don't
3
wash
years
it.
later.
Don't wash
still.
it. You don't need to wash it.
No.
I think she predated
So,
coronavirus.
Let's see. Dwight.
Are you ready
Giddy.
for the trivial question?
Yes. Do you know what it is?
I know what it is.
Yeah, it is, Marcy. It's a great, touching memory. We have a lot of her clothes and accessories, and you know, like I said, if you are a Debbie fan, this would be an amazing thing to buy. If you're not, don't even play because it means so much to us. So here we go. Don't say it loud.
No, I didn't.
What is it? I mean,
Okay, the question is.
What's the answer?
The question is, what movie? And in fact, there's a specific scene in the movie, a dancing scene, where my mother is dancing the jitterbug. Now, that's all the information you're going to get. But in this scene and in this movie,
Ooh.
she's pregnant with Kerry. What is
Thanks,
the
Rick.
name of the movie?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
You talked right over.
I'm sorry.
That's
This
it.
is what
We're
I
taking
did.
the scarf off the market.
No, don't
I
hate
said,
me.
what is the name of the movie where she's doing a dance scene, and in that dance scene, she is pregnant with Kerry? What is the name of the movie?
Saint Robico's Bundle of Joy.
Bundle of Joy is correct.
And
So
who
the-
won it?
Seth.
Seth Robichow. Oh my gosh. You know what?
I do not want to
No,
see a
you have
man
to
running around naked with this on.
Okay, but him,
Okay,
yes,
it-
because he's cute as can be.
No, I don't want
Seth,
to see that.
What's really amazing that he knows this, because Seth, right how old you are, I saw you on Facebook today, and you are young.
How old is Seth?
Seth is...
Tell us about yourself, Beth. This is a big...
Seth is a performer. He's an entertainer. He lives in New Orleans, I think. I think I'm getting this
Tell
right.
everybody about yourself
I'm-
real quick.
Yeah.
That's a big win. This is the biggest thing
I'm gonna write his
the
name
autograph
down.
picture of my mom was a big thing, but there's a lot of autographs around. My mom's been signing for her whole life, but
Yeah.
but the scarf and her personal effects, there's obviously very little of that out there. In fact, I didn't let any of her clothing go. I only gave a few pieces to some very
Seth,
close
I'm
friends.
so excited. Seth, say how old you are because you're an extraordinary young man. I keep up with you on Facebook. And
How old is Seth?
he's in his, I think, maybe early 20s. Am I right about this? Very early 20s, if I'm
Well,
not
congratulations to
mistaken. Tracy
everybody.
Saunders, single.
There you go. And
Oh,
he's
you are
got
so
he's got
cute.
Debbie's scarf. I mean, what else could you want?
I'm 19.
There you go.
And he knows about the classics.
You
That's
knew-
my point.
I am impressed.
Wow.
19.
Needless to say.
I have a purple dress from Debbie's auction. She's my inspiration and really inspired me to be a performer.
I think that's
I
cool.
can't think of anyone better
We are glad.
to have.
She say thank you so
It
much.
makes me want to cry
She
because I
really
know how
means
much that you're going
so
to.
much me.
And I know there's other people there that really feel that way too.
No, I mean, and
But
by the
we'll
way,
be
we're
back.
going to continue to
We
do
will-
this.
we'll do
have
this.
other things.
Yeah.
We're going to stay on until this is over.
Until the coronavirus
We are.
quarantine.
And then when
is
we
over.
go dark, you can go live.
And
Yep.
then the get your fire back is
What about
people
get,
are asking us
Oh.
after
We have-
this.
get your
Fire
fire
back.
back is for those. I don't know who asked that, but I'll just give you the quick answer. Get your fire back is a personal development
we have
seminar.
a last item on the
Oh, we
Price
do.
is Right.
Is a personal development seminar that I teach here in Las Vegas at the theater out back. It's a small seminar. It's usually about anywhere from 19 to 20 people. I keep it small because this is life-changing stuff in 2 days. Friday nights we have a party at the house for the people, and if they bring their spouses or family, they can bring them. I do a show that night in the theater for everybody. Saturday and Sunday, we learn how to just transform our lives and selves in a remarkable way. Fun. It's got so many layers to it. It's so great. A lot of girls here I'm seeing have been to Get Your Fire Back. Debbie Augustine definitely is like a lifer. She even comes now and helps when we do it. And
Okay,
one day
last-
we will be back with it.
Last item.
What is it? My girls.
Okay, a last item is a copy of my book. There's 200 pictures. It's obviously, about my girls. Now, I think that's upside down, so trust me, that's what it says.
I cooked dinner tonight.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
But that's
In
not.
fact, when we're done, we're gonna
Okay,
eat.
that's the question. What did Kat cook for dinner tonight?
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah. But you know what? Wait a minute.
What's on the stove?
Wait, can I? No, it's from the oven.
Okay.
I cooked it in an
It's
oven.
fine. I'm good with
Okay.
it. I'm good.
Dora
You know
knows what it is
There you
because she
go.
saw me cook
She's
it.
watching. That is it. You get a signed copy of the book if you can guess what Kat is making for dinner, and I don't even know.
Yep. But Dora knows.
But Dora knows.
Yes, Emily, I would love to have
love
a few
it.
of those.
I know it and
Ooh,
I love it.
close.
Very close.
Very close. Okay.
See, this
Ooh.
is our toughest
Yeah.
one.
Eldana, that's
Chicken.
close, yeah.
This is our toughest contest ever.
No, X and Harris, not chicken, correct. But
we had
it
guacamole
is
for an
close.
hors d'oeuvre, but that one we never would have gotten.
Oh, somebody's gonna get it.
Someone's got to get it.
Oh yeah.
It's
If they don't get it, Bobby,
all
you
right.
don't get
It's a
any of it.
meat. That's it. It's
Oh, come on.
It's a protein.
No chicken itself.
Let's not give any hints. This isn't that tough.
Yes, it is. People don't think of this as a meal that you would cook any other day, but certain days. There's another hint.
certain days. Look at these hints coming out left and right.
That's right. No, but Marie, you said meatloaf. I almost did a meatloaf tonight, but I didn't. Okay.
Liver.
It is a
No.
special
Very
meal,
special.
don't you think? It's a meal that you think of as
meal, very, very thankful meal, special meal.
it's a special meal. You think of it as
No, she's gonna give it
with
away.
thanks for that meal every day.
yeah, with thanks for that meal every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes more.
Okay, keep your eye on the
Bobby?
ball.
If you let the cat out of the bag, you
I'm not.
No, he's just saying I let the cat out of the bag.
That's it, cat. No,
So thankful for that meal.
Huh? Yeah.
I'm just going to wait. Let me know when it's when you get
Wait,
sleep.
We
we're-
eat that meal most thankful time.
We're very thankful for that
We are
meal.
very
That's
thankful
right.
Oh,
for that
God.
meal.
Oh my
What
God.
are people saying?
Filet, prime rib, steak, meatballs, beef stroganoff. Not yet. Oh gosh.
Beef stroganoff.
Well, that's a good guess. I
We're
mean,
not going to Chasen's.
It's a protein,
True.
and it is
Oh, turkey.
Who said
Who
it?
got it?
Who said
Turkey.
it?
Jackie said, oh, she said for the third
Who?
time, I didn't see it.
Turkey.
Lisa,
His
his
song.
son.
Lisa,
Lisa's
his
song.
song. One of my favorite people
Okay,
ever
thank
from
goodness. I
Pittsburgh,
thought I was-
Pennsylvania.
I thought I was-
See it before.
You know,
got it.
I have
Yeah.
thrown out some hardcore trivia questions that took a fraction of that time. Do you want this autograph to you or just signed or
Lisa,
nothing?
his song, do you want this autographed to you or just signed or to anybody else? Let's see. Let's wait to hear back from Lisa. And okay, so you know what? We will wait to hear back from Lisa on that because it's time
Well,
to
she
go.
can. Yeah, she can answer anytime.
Yeah, you
we'll
can.
Go,
That's
we'll sign
right.
it.
You
Leave
can
that there.
answer. We'll come back.
Leave that there.
I'm just going to shut it so it doesn't dry. Do you hear him ordering me around? Do you hear that? He's my Saturday night, perpetual Saturday night date,
My
and
Sunday.
orders me around. Don't touch it.
She's the producer.
I am the producer. And don't forget it, I'm the boss lady. That's right. So, okay, here we go. Listen, everybody, we're about to close this show. I want to tell you that I love you. Got to talk about,
Sign
Terry.
it, please.
We'll
Sign it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
To
I haven't
her
heard.
or just
no,
sign it?
no. Terry, I'll talk to you in a bit. Here it is. We're signing out. Here we go.
Ready?
All right, there's no place like home.
Thanks,
everybody. Stay well, and we'll be back tomorrow night. Have a good one.
Same time,
Same
same
bat
cat channel.
place, same
Same
cat
cat channel.
cave. All right, bye
Same
guys.
cat channel.